sick and tired of being sick and tired. The life of Fannie Lou Hamer. At the 1964 Democratic Party Convention, delegates elected by the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, MFDP, attempted to gain acceptance as that state's delegates. The attempt failed. One of those elected by the MFDP was Fannie Lou Hamer. At a hearing, February 22nd, the Credentials Committee of the party heard testimony as to the seating of the MFDP representatives. Fannie Lou Hamer testified, "Mr. Chairman and the Credentials Committee, my name is Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, and I live at 626 East Lafayette Street, Ruleville, Mississippi, Sunflower County, the home of Senator James O. Eastland and Senator Stennis. It was the 31st of August, 1962. 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register, to try to become first-class citizens. We was met in Indianola by Mississippi men's, State Highway Patrol men, and they only allowed 2 of us in to take the literacy test at the time. After we had taken this test and headed back for Ruleville, we was held up by city police and State Highway Patrolmen and carried back to Indianola, where the bus driver was charged that day with driving a bus the wrong color. After we paid the fine among us, we continued on to Ruleville, and Reverend Jeff Sonny carried me 4 miles in the rural area where I had worked as a timekeeper and sharecropper for 18 years. I was met there by my children, who told me that the plantation owner was angry because I had gone down to try to register after they told me the plantation owner came and said, "Fannie Lou, did Pap tell you what I said?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I mean that." Said, "If you don't go down and withdraw your registration, you will have to leave because we are not ready for that in Mississippi." I addressed him and I told him, and I said, "I didn't go down to try to register for you. I went down to try to register for myself." That same night I had to leave, and on September 10th, 1962, 16 bullets was fired into the home of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Tucker for me. And on June the 9th, 1963, I had attended a voter registration workshop, was returning back to Mississippi. 10 of us was traveling on the Trailway Continental bus. When we got to Winona, Mississippi, which is Montgomery County, 4 of the people got off to use the washroom, 2 of the people to use the restaurant. I saw they had rushed out, and one of the ladies said it was the chief of police and the State Highway Patrolman ordered us out. Somebody screamed from the car that the 4 workers was in, "Get that one there." And when I went to get in the car, when the man told me I was under arrest, he kicked me. I was carried to the county jail. After I was placed in the cell, I began to hear the sounds of licks and screams. I could hear the sounds of licks and horrible screams, and I could hear somebody say, "Can you say yes, sir, nigger?" And they would say other horrible names. And she would say, "Yes, I can say yes, sir." They beat her. I don't know how long. But after a while, she began to pray and ask God to have mercy on those people. And it wasn't too long before 3 white men came to my cell. And one of these men was a State Highway Patrolman. And he said, "We're gonna make you wish you was dead." I was carried out of that cell to another cell where they had 2 Negro prisoners. The State Highway Patrolman ordered the first Negro to take the blackjack. After the first Negro had beat until he was exhausted, the State Highway Patrolman ordered the second Negro to take the blackjack. I began to scream, and one white man got up and began to beat me in my head and tell me to hush.
All of this is on account we want to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off the hooks because our lives be threatened daily because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.
Now I know why Peg had to go to Mississippi. Now I know why Mama Jones wanted me to go to Spelman College, a black college. But I wanted to go to Sarah Lawrence and be like Peg. I guess I am like Peg. Because I didn't fit in at that school either. I just wanted to get away from this place. Just wanted to forget all of this stuff. Just... This is my birth certificate. Lillian Jones. Dina Lynn Jones. This is addressed to me. Oh, come on, lights, don't go out on me now. I gotta read this one. Oh, shoot. Oh, where's the switch? Oh, come on, don't go out. Oh, I can't find it in the dark. Oh, come on. God, what is that? Spider webs. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. I think if you hit this thing enough times, so it comes on. Oh. Stay on. Let me read this one. Dear Dina, by the time you find this letter, I would have passed on. As you know, Papa Jones and I raised you like you was our own child. There were many times we wanted to tell you about your real mom, but we promised to keep it a secret, and we didn't want to hurt you. But now you're old enough, and I hope strong enough to know the truth. The woman you've come to know as your Aunt Letty, she's your mom. Oh, now she always wanted to tell you herself, precious, but there just never seemed to be the right time until she had waited too long. See, Lily is your mama's real name. Her nickname was Letty, because she used to let all them boys touch her. I tried my darndest to raise that gal upright. We paid for her to have music lessons. She never practiced. Then I tried to teach her how to sew in the crochet. But I ended up finishing everything. I got her to plant a little garden thinking that she'd be excited about tending to it and watching it grow. That gal never watered and everything died. Ooh, seemed like all she wanted to do was to chase after them boys. Kept telling me, Mama, you so old-fashioned. I finally just gave up on trying to turn her into a lady. One night, while she was sleeping over your cousin Jean's house, Jean's stepdaddy raped her. Precious, I'm ashamed.
I'm ashamed to admit this, but nobody believed that gal. We just figured that she had snuck off to be with some old boy, and we gave her a terrible whipping. When your mama turned up pregnant, we got so mad and we just sent her way down south to have that baby. And after you was born, she wouldn't have nothing to do with you. She wouldn't nurse you, even hold you. Finally, Papa Jones and I had to just go and get you sugar so you wouldn't die. We had to put your mama into a special hospital so she wouldn't hurt herself. When she was finally well enough to come home, you was already sweet years old. Oh, and such a happy child. That damn my girl. That damn give me that damn yeah, that's big old precious man. Yes, she do. She love that baby. Yes, she do. Precious grandma take care of that baby. Everything gonna be all right, boo-boo. That's right. That's why, sugar, we decided, Pop and I, to raise you ourselves. And one day, Jean's stepdaddy was over to the house. And Papa Jones caught him trying to molest you. No, leave me alone. Papa Jones got the shotgun out and held it to his head. And right then he blurted out that you was his child and that he could do with you whatever he wanted. No. Woo, well, it took 4 men to get Papa Jones off of him. That's right. We had him arrested. Mama Jean divorced him. Needless to say that your granddaddy and I was devastated over what we had done to our own child. But Letty said she forgave us. But she made us promise, Precious, not to tell you, but it happened. And I don't mean to be betraying no promises, Lord knows I don't. But you have a right to know who your real parents are. There is something incomplete about people that don't know where they come from. Now, I know we made a mistake. How we raised your mama. But we tried to make up for it by doing right by you. Dina. Oh, Precious, your granddaddy and I, we loved you, baby. We loved you so much.
I love you, Mama Jones.
We loved you so much, sugar. You just know that you come from a fine family. And the women in our line are brave and noble. And this is what we passed on to you. Child, make your life have some meaning. You hear me? Make us proud. Make your grandma proud, Precious.
Love, Mama Jones. All these years. How could they keep something like that from me? the nightmares I had.
Honey, where are you? Baby, are you in there? Gina? Gina!
It's stuck. Let's push it.
Okay. On three. 1, 2, 3.
Dina? Dina, honey, wake up.
Oh, that plane trip must have tired out.
Dina?
Aunt Jean. Aunt Letty.
We was beginning to worry about you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have dozed off. How long have I been asleep?
Are you all right? Huh?
Aunt Letty,
Yes, darling.
I never realized how pretty you are.
Why, thank you, girl. You know, you mighty good looking yourself.
And what about me?
Now, you took after the ugly side of the bed.
Well, look at this. I haven't seen this thing in years. Lady, remember when we used to dance all night to Bats, Dominoes, and Hey, Rachel? And who was that singer you like? Frankie Lyon. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Come on. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers away to break of day. Why do they fall in love? Why do rain fall from above? Why do fools, come on, fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Oh, you should have seen Letty when we were teenagers. I mean, she could really cut a rug.
Oh, is that? Wait a minute, no. Let's go get you something to eat.
Now, Tina, your Aunt
Letty,
Letty was quite
Letty,
something in the old
hush
days.
on up now.
You know you was something now.
Oh, don't pay her no mind, baby. We're gonna get you something to eat, and then we're gonna sit down and we can all have a nice talk. That's if you want to talk. We feel like
Oh,
it.
Aunt Letty, I would like that. And I want to tell you all about New York and my job and the lawyers that I work with. Oh, I am kind of civil with this one lawyer, I guess. He sort of reminds me of that Christopher Darden.
Oh,
Girl, is he bald?
No, he's
Oh.
And then, Letty,
Yes.
I want to hear all about you, even the old days.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You know, maybe it is about time for us to have a little talk. Okay?
first, let's get something to eat. Come on, Tina.
Okay.
Are you coming?
Yeah, okay.
Come on now.
Okay. Ooh, wah, ooh, wah.